In this seemingly transparent world, some secrets remain forever hidden in the shadows. They don't show up in textbooks or make the evening news. Instead, they're passed down generation to generation in locked chambers, like a flame that's both comforting and dangerously bright. Have you ever wondered if, in the darker corners of history, there are organizations deliberately kept out of sight? They answer to no nation, yet they sway kings. They have no armies, yet they set wars in motion. Through secret rituals, obscure symbols, and solemn vows, they stand guard over what they call the forbidden truths. Who are they? The Freemasons, the Knights Templar, or perhaps the Hermetic Orders of Hermes? What they leave behind isn't just endless riddles, but a seismic challenge to the very source of knowledge. Maybe today's science, philosophy, and religion are only the parts they've chosen to reveal. Everything else sealed away, erased. Even cursed could be the real power that has the potential to shake our world to its core. As we move forward, we'll step into those dust-covered rites, decode those hidden symbols, and brush up against the forbidden wisdom known only to a select few. But remember, once you open that door, you may never return to the world you once knew. When people hear esoteric orders, they often leap straight to conspiracy and darkness, sometimes even to something evil. Yet the true tradition of the esoteric runs much deeper. The term itself comes from the Latin occultus, meaning hidden. It tells you right off the bat that these teachings and practices aren't open to everyone. Only those who pass rigorous vetting and trials ever glimpse the inner truth. In the esoteric realm, symbols speak their own language. The geometric engravings on a ring, the carved patterns are on an altar, the soft murmur of a chant, none of it is mere decoration. The Freemasons' compass and square stand not just for craftsmanship, but hint at the precise order underlying the cosmos. The Hermetic double serpent staff evokes the flow of life energy and the soul's ascent. Every curve and line is a secret note written across time, waiting for someone with the right key to unlock its meaning. Reaching the heart of these teachings is no overnight feat, it's a gradual, soul-shaping ordeal. Newcomers glimpse only the outer shell of doctrine, while deeper mysteries like the journey of the soul or the hidden purpose of creation open only after trials of loyalty, integrity, and insight. This tiered system both shields the power from misuse and tests whether the seeker truly deserves to stand in the light. Ritual and silence are just as indispensable. For hundreds, even thousands of years, every lighting of the sacred flame, every whispered chant, every measured footstep has been a reenactment of an ancient cosmic drama. Yet more severe than any ritual is the vow buried deep in every practitioner's heart. Never reveal a single teaching to the outside world, lest the fire of ignorance run rampant. It is through these ceremonies and this silent guardianship that esoteric orders have survived countless persecutions and inquisitions, locking their most dangerous truths away in the shadows. Their view of reality stands in stark contrast to conventional science. What we see, they say, is only a projection of multidimensional consciousness. Time can be folded, space traversed, and death is merely the prologue to another journey. Through meditation, ritual, and the baptism of symbols, adepts awaken the third eye long buried under layers of illusion, piercing the veil to glimpse the sacred architecture that underpins all existence. Esoteric currents rarely appear in official histories, yet their shadows ripple through every major turning point of civilization. From the carved reliefs of Sumerian temples and the hidden manuscripts of medieval alchemists to the fevered midnight contemplations of Renaissance natural philosophers, those charged scrolls and misunderstood emblems may well be the tattered fragments guiding us toward a future we barely dare imagine. It bears repeating. Esoteric orders are not cults. Cults rely on total obedience, manipulation, and the exploitation of fear-trapping adherents in cages of dependency. Esoteric traditions, by contrast, emphasize individual discipline and a profound respect for knowledge. Their rites and symbols may seem cryptic to outsiders, but they serve a quest for spiritual growth and an understanding of the universe's deeper order, not selfish gain or malice. Historical inquisitions and witch hunts were born of terror and the desire to purge heretical ideas, not from any genuine pursuit of truth. Here, esoteric orders are neither sensational gimmicks nor mere legend. They are custodians of the source of wisdom, believing that truth, like fire, must be carefully tended and guarded. Only after enduring trial and silence can its light safely shine on those prepared to bear it. Next, we'll delve into the so-called forbidden secrets, what power they truly hold, and why they demand such unyielding secrecy. Throughout history, this misunderstanding has sparked real tragedies. Medieval tribunals hunted heretics and sent free-spirited thinkers to the stake. Hand-copied alchemical recipes and ritual diagrams demonized as magic were in fact early investigations into life force, celestial mechanics, and mental well-being. Even today, scholars unearthing ancient scrolls find that many supposedly occult symbols map out proto-scientific observations of the body, the heavens, and the psyche. Unlike dark cults, esoteric communities champion self-discipline and a reverent fear of knowledge's potential. Every ceremony is both an homage to ancestral wisdom and an inward journey of self-examination. Every pledge is less about controlling others and more about safeguarding one's own soul. Those who willingly retreat into secret chambers for years embracing solitude do so not for power or profit, but because they know that certain truths, if shared recklessly, could unleash chaos beyond repair. That's precisely why esoteric orders choose silence as their shield and bizarre symbols and grueling trials as their gatekeepers. They're not scheming to conquer the world, they're carefully guarding a double-edged sword. In the wrong hands, that knowledge could shred minds and trigger both psychic and social collapse. Seen in this light, these traditions are nothing like the evil cults of popular imagination. They're a group of explorers willing to face the unknown and embrace solitude. Their secrecy isn't born of conspiracy so much as reverence for forces they barely understand. To unlock the forbidden wisdom that makes established powers quake, we have to look past appearances and ask why it's so rigorously sealed and what future it's meant to protect. You might wonder, if this wisdom is so precious, why not share it with everyone? The answer lies in layers of cognition and social structure. Some ancient manuscripts describe the universe as a three-dimensional maze of consciousness. If you believe what you see is all there is, being told that the material world is only a fragment of an illusion can shatter your faith in power, wealth, and law. Teachings that claim matter is projection or reality exists in higher dimensions could, if spread carelessly, upend entire systems of order. Likewise, the secrets of life and death in these circles aren't myth. They hold that death is just the next step of a journey, the soul moving through dimensions to grow. If anyone truly learned how to glimpse the afterlife, it would warp morality and legality. People might exploit past life memories to dodge responsibility or hijack rituals to control others, leaving wounds too deep to mend. Then there's the mind's plasticity. References in their texts to consciousness reprogramming aren't fantasy. Certain mantras, physiological techniques, even sonic resonances can push thought beyond its normal boundaries. Let these methods slip into unready hands, and you'd see mental breakdowns at best, mass hysteria, at worst civilizations' foundations on the verge of collapse. Legends tell of ancient civilizations, Atlantean or Lemurian elders who once tapped into the planet's energy grid but ended up destroying themselves through knowledge misused. That's why esoteric orders buried their most potent texts in underground vaults or hid them in symbols, rarely letting them see daylight. They'd rather let the world stay blind than risk repeating those catastrophes. This isn't born of selfishness so much as a cautious protection of a world that's not yet ready. While most people are still scrambling for food, power, or status, unleashing truths that could upend beliefs and social order on a massive scale would only wreak havoc. That's why forbidden wisdom remains locked in a labyrinth of symbols, waiting for the few who are truly prepared and able to bear its light. Next, let's step into the most hidden and unsettling realm of these orders, the rites and techniques labeled no-go knowledge. You won't find these in any public compendium, but some hand-copied manuscripts describe them in chilling detail. Take the so-called soul-fracturing practice. Through specific mantras and breathing patterns, an individual's sense of self is split into multiple streams of consciousness, briefly freeing them from bodily confines but often plunging them into severe psychological breakdown. Then there's the collective dream awakening ceremony, where on a full moon, participants gather in a magic circle and chant ancient verses to merge into a singular dreamscape, hoping to glimpse the architecture of the human subconscious. In practice, though, it more often triggers insomnia, auditory hallucinations, and uncontrollable mass hysteria. These experiments reveal not only the mind's plasticity but a harsh truth. Not everyone can shoulder such knowledge. That's why these advanced teachings were immediately locked away, the bulk of their original scrolls destroyed or buried. Only a handful of fragments survive, concealed in cryptic symbols within hidden libraries and cave murals, faintly glowing with dangerous promise. Perhaps the starkest warnings come from legends of lost civilizations. It's said the sages of Atlantis once opened star channel communications at the peak of their wisdom and unleashed an energy surge so powerful it swallowed the entire island in a single night. The priests of Lemuria allegedly mastered the planet's pulse through inner earth meditation, only to lose control of that force, vanishing with their cryptic glyphs into a chasm of collapse. Under such history, no-go knowledge earned its name, something to be observed from afar, never toyed with. These are not myths or mere flights of fancy, but solemn reminders of humanity's cognitive limits. The shattered manuscripts and buried ritual sites stand as testament to the price paid when we fly too close to the sun. When a civilization chooses to forget, this forbidden lore is buried deep in time's shadow. Stone tablet fragments gather dust, the last pages of manuscripts turn to ash on inquisitors' pyres, and once echoed chants fade into myths dismissed as madness. The most dangerous teachings vanish, either discarded as fashions change or wiped out by doctrinal force. At the moment the scrolls are destroyed, a ritual of rupture takes place. A collective memory gap opens, leaving only scraps of symbols and broken passages for future seekers to piece together. And yet the surviving shards don't stay silent. They live on in secret vaults deep underground, passed down in whispers and coded sketches. Only the chosen ones, those truly ready, ever get the chance to trace those hidden chapters by candlelight once more. But forgetting isn't always passive. Just as our brains block out traumatic memories, Civilizations choose to actively forget to protect their own stability. When a body of knowledge threatens to shake society's core beliefs, it can be swept away without a trace by the tides of history. Episodes of collective hysteria sparked by boundary-pushing consciousness experiments are often downplayed in official records or tucked into the footnotes of popular education. Through this cycle of forgetting and rediscovery, the guardians of esoteric lore play a singular role. In remote ruins and hidden shrines, they build private libraries, encoding surviving manuscripts into layers of cipher. By word of mouth, they pass the essence of rituals in utter silence to the next seeker who's truly ready. This method of transmission isn't just a way to protect forbidden wisdom. It's a gentle reminder to the world that some powers should only be called upon when they're truly needed. In the end, this isn't a simple tragedy nor a tale of isolated self-preservation. Buried wisdom is like deep-sea coral, quietly nurturing new life in the dark. When the moment is right, it may surface again in a more mature form. As long as someone is willing to piece together those fragments from the dust, there remains a chance to rekindle that light and reveal another layer of reality to the world. At the close of all this exploration, we won't provide a definitive answer. The tradition of these esoteric orders has never been about presenting solutions. It's been about igniting the spark of inquiry and asking, is the reality you take for granted the full picture or just an illusion draped in veils? Are the truths you hold sufficient to carry deeper wisdom? When you start questioning the obvious in your everyday life, when you sense the edges of your own thinking shift, you may already be standing before that door. It isn't hidden in a remote castle or marked by arcane symbols. It lives inside your own consciousness, waiting for you to see it from a new perspective. Perhaps the real secret has never lain in dusty tomes or rugged cave walls, but within your unseen inner world. It's like the brightest star in the night sky, waiting for you to look up, like the darkest coral in the ocean depths, revealing its beauty only when the light penetrates. When you feel ready to take that step and challenge your ingrained beliefs and habits, you'll find the door isn't heavy or cold. It's simply a threshold, an entrance to the unknown. In that moment, every sealed symbol, every locked ritual, every buried piece of wisdom will come alive within your mind, and the world will reveal itself in a new, awakened way. Here, we won't seek a fixed answer. Instead, we leave you with one final invitation. If your curiosity and courage converge here, will you open that door and embrace the long-buried truth?